What is up, guys? Welcome to the first of the few videos that will be coming out on the channel now that the embargo has been destroyed. Okay, first let me give you an overview of what was shown at the ArenaNet trip. Before we started playing, we got a briefing from Mike O'Brien and Colin So Handsome. They told us that we'll be playing the PAX demo and the new PvP map Stronghold, which means hands-on the Revenant, Glider, Mastery tracks, and a Defiance system. But yes, no specializations or guild halls or Tengu. Now don't get me wrong, there's still going to be more information to show and talk about, but it's going to be more impressions than anything else. Anyways, after they told us all that, we all raced to the PCs in the back of the room to start playing the PAX demo, and yes, hands-on Revenant, baby! But let's talk about the actual demo first. But before that, I want to dedicate this video to Carl McClane, the beautiful human being that stole John Peterson's Naga just so you don't have to watch disgusting, just terrible gameplay of me trying to learn the whole game all over again on just a keyboard. This is what he saved you from.
More powerful than we imagined. The jungle itself set against us. Many are dead. Still others are missing. And our fleet is utterly broken. Please, we need your help.
Anyways, back to business. I can only pick a human in this particular demo just in case you were wondering why I didn't pick an Azura, Char, or your favorite race. The demo starts with a cutscene that we have all watched tons of times of everything going to hell. After that, you're dropped straight into the new map with a little story to help you along. I know this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The story here is not the final product. I was talking to Bobby Stein, a lead writer at ArenaNet, and he was telling me about the process that the story goes through and how it's consistently going through fine-tuning. He says the story in the demo is a short version of it so players can jump straight into the action at PAX and Rezzed.
Everyone listen up. We've suffered a serious setback, but we're far from beaten. Larenthir is still your commanding officer. I've debriefed him and he has my full confidence. Clear?
Yes, Commander.
Larenthir will join my extraction team. Everyone else, dig in and fortify this position. Now fall in and let's get to work.
Your character talks, and if you notice, has been given a strong, commanding personality. I was playing a female human at the time, and I loved it. As you guys know, I love a strong female lead. Bobby was telling me that these changes to your character, like now talking, now is a step forward in making the cutscenes more involved. Aiming to have those intense story moments during those high points instead of watching a cutscene, even though those cool cutscenes will still be there. You can even make a decision here that will change the way you continue this mission. Should I trust the salad and save the survivors? Another thing that was mentioned was the old cutscenes. Obviously, we've moved away from the stiff old cutscenes of the personal story, but they have been using the mouth technology, or lip sync technology, whatever you want to call it, to make the cutscenes for Heart of Thorns. Or at least they've been playing around with it, and a good example of the tech is in the cutscene near the end of Season 2. After you choose to rescue the survivors because you're a decent human being, you get to fight the Mordrim Overseer, the mini-boss with a new Defiance system. You're going to notice every time the Overseer is about to perform a powerful attack, a telegraph appears, and its Defiance bar changes into something of a life bar that can deplete. During this time, you must spam all your control attacks on the Overseer to interrupt his powerful attack and stun him for a couple seconds. Now, this is a small scale fight. After you complete a few events on the map, you get to ride the chopper to the dragon boss. Yes, dragon, or wyvern, or wyvern, or whatever you want to call it. The dragon also has a Defiance bar with a powerful attack that can be interrupted, but this is on a bigger scale. In this case, the dragon will start to fly up when his Defiance bar changes. During my play session, all you can see is a ton of change from the Revenant ability Forced Engagement. So it looks like everyone was trying to pull the dragon to the ground. It was really cool looking. Now, if players don't pop the CC during the correct time to stun the dragon will rain fire from the sky. Yeah, sure, it looks cool, but if everyone allows this to happen, people will die in the fire within seconds. Oh, and the dragon will catch you once or twice because there isn't any telegraphs for this one. I don't know how many times this dev Mike Z told me not to stand in the fight. I know, man, I know. So far from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be an easy fight, but it was fun to see everyone try to learn how to defeat the dragon. We ended up noticing that the boss needed to be stunned after seeing it once before when we fought the Overseer. I think because of the visuals of the telegraphs and the Defiance bar, a player can understand what needs to be done to defeat a boss, instead of just wailing on it and getting killed because you can't see what's going on with the huge spam of skills on the screen. I played the demo a couple times after that, and the Overseer and the dragon are just plain fun to fight. Usually I get bored from the fights in Guild Wars 2, like for example in the beginning of Season 2 with the Inquest. Really boring to me. But the boss fight with the Overseer was engaging, rolling out of attacks, watching for telegraphs, stunning using the Defiance system. Laying it out like that might not sound like much, but if the second half of Season 2 is anything to go by, I think the future boss encounters won't be such a snore. Now what can I say about the Revenant? The Revenant doesn't really feel like another heavy armor class. If you have watched all my other Revenant videos or have at least looked up information on the new skills for the Revenant, then you know the Revenant has a lot of options. I found myself using a lot of blast finisher combos. For example, using Inspiring Reinforcement, which is that stone road, then dropping the hammer on top of it to gain swiftness. Or my favorite, using the 2 on the mace and then using the 3 with the blast finisher. Oh my gosh, those might stacks. And the options don't stop there. You have the 4 on the hammer, which blocks projectiles. You have the 4 on the axe, which chills enemies, and then shadow steps. It's ridiculous. Seriously, the specializations for the other classes will have to be top notch because this was just too fun to play. And this was with only 2 legendary stances and 3 weapons. I can't imagine the variety of skills that's going to be coming out later on. But let me tell you the perspective where I'm coming from. I've played a lot of Revenant in PvE, and then I played against a Revenant in PvP. From what I experienced of this unfinished class, it feels like a more tanky control class. But I feel that view can change at any moment if they come up with a legendary stance that does straight up damage. I kind of feel like the Revenant will be the celestial armor to the profession world. A jack of all trades but master to none. Maybe. And just in case some of you guys wanted to understand why I was getting certain damage numbers on my Revenant, all Revenant classes came pre-stocked with celestial armor. Anyways, I'll probably talk about it more in another video. Now let's get down to adventures. I'll be honest, I didn't play it. I didn't even care to play it. I didn't even ask if it was in the demo that we were playing. I wasn't particularly excited for the adventure that was shown on the live stream way back, so I decided to spend my time elsewhere, like the mastery system. So this is what we have so far in the demo. I'll leave a link down below of an unlisted video so you can stroll through the masteries or screen cap it, whatever you want. So we have 2 categories so far, Tyria and Heart of Maguma, each having their own list of mastery tracks. Tyria has a Fractal Mastery and the legendary Precursor Mastery, which is most exciting. When you level up the Precursor Mastery, it says you will gain access to collections, which I can only guess on. But I think the last tier is a good sign that Tyria Masteries will have some effect in the expansion areas as well, because it says here you'll be able to unlock access to the Maguma Precursor collections. For the Heart of Maguma, you have Gliding and then 4 more lore masteries: Exalted, Itzel, Nuwak, and Mushroom. I don't even know how Mushroom has lore, but whatever. Remember all those weird, vague examples that they gave to us on those blog posts? Well, guess what? Now we finally get to know what they're talking about. For example, Exalted lore giving you access to their merchants, which will probably have armor sets or certain materials and skins. Or a little further down the track, unlocking ways to kill enemies that otherwise would be invincible. They're going to teach you how to penetrate a monster's armor. So I wonder if this is going to be a monster that's going to be roaming around freely, or is it going to be blocking a chest or a cave or an entrance to something? And this is when you know the lore masteries are nothing to play with. You're going to be getting stability when fighting Wyverns or dragons. So if any of the Wyverns, dragons are trying to knock you off the platform like in this fight, you can just stand there like a boss. A lot of these lore masteries have something in common. They're giving you something that you don't have to use a skill for or anything like that. They're just adding to your character. From reading glyphs to unlock new areas, to removing toxin just by using your healing skill. Of course, the sad thing is I didn't get to try any of them, but I did get to try the glider. So after using the glider over and over again, I still think it's freaking cool, especially during the dragon boss battle. Getting knocked off, then popping your glider to use the updrafts to glide back onto the platform is creative. and I hope this creativity is in the rest of the game. The only thing I really can't live with is jumping off a cliff just to deploy my glider. But that might change with the mastery system. Let's go through the mastery upgrades. 1. Stay in the air longer. Duh. The second one improves your updraft. That means you will be able to fly higher using updrafts. That means the maps are going to be really huge and hopefully take advantage of this. I'm guessing the third one extends glide times again because they use without tearing your wings apart, which means, I mean, come on, it means that you won't be able to fall down, right? Unless there's a mechanic that I'm not looking at. I hope it just gives you infinite stamina. I hope it's not some weird tacked on repair mechanic. Please no. And it continues to be weird with number 4, deploy wings more frequently. What does that mean? As soon as you jump off the cliff, you can press space and get into your glider faster? That's something that should have been in the game from the very beginning, and that's something you have to level up in order to get. And that fact couldn't be any more obvious with the 5th upgrade. Powerful leap. After intensive leg training, you have learned to boost yourself into a glide with far greater force. I'm excited that it's in the game. I mean, thank God it's in the game. But this is a waste of mastery upgrades. Yes, the upgrades for the stamina and the updrafts are fine. Those are great. But this? For me, this should have just been part of the mechanics of the glider, and instead use those upgrade slots for something a little bit more creative, like being able to do a barrel roll. Anyways, I hope it's what I think it is. I couldn't even get an answer from the developers about this. I want to be able to push off the ground and use my glider. Come on now. Anyways, guys, I am finally done with this overview video. This took me a very long time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys next time. Stay visual and all that jazz. More videos are coming on the hot trip.